let's go from this to this beauty right here, baby. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to start off with a bare face. I'm using my cotton pad that helps remove any excess dirt on your face. I think it's called eczema, something like that. And I'm just making sure that I don't stay in one spot, and I'm constantly moving the pad around because it has alcohol-based stuff in it. It can like low-key burn your skin. And I'm using the e.l.f. Grip Primer, especially on my large pores that I have around my nose, on my T-zone area, just so that it could suck that bad boy in. I'm really massaging it in. And now we're going to go with the e.l.f. Daily Moisturizer on the outside of my face where I'm more drier. I'm actually combination skin, like on my T-zone, I'm oily, like the outskirts of my face, I'm very dry, and I'm putting some underneath my eyes so that it's hydrated, especially when I add concealer, powders, and everything. So now we're gonna carve out the eyes, but first I'm gonna stick my eyebrows in. I haven't gotten my eyebrows done in like months, but let's just work with what we have. So yeah, I'm just sticking it in with the Patrick Ta brow gel. First of all, this bitch is the truth. It won't budge, it won't move, nothing. So basically, I'm just shaping my brows to my liking. In this tutorial, I did not do my eyebrows, like fill them in or anything. So now I'm going to take the one size concealer and basically carve out underneath my eyebrow bones. And I'm going to use that as well as my eyebrow. I'm going to use it as well as my eyeshadow primer. So we're going to carve, as you guys see here that I'm zooming in, and just really work my concealer there. Again, you want to create that sharpness on the outside of the eyebrows so that when you do an eyeshadow look, you see that nice little line that people have when they do their makeup. So yeah, that's what we're trying to achieve here. And then with the remaining of the concealer, I'm just carving the front part and just filling in my eye socket. Alright, so we're moving on to the next steps, which is the eyeshadow. So today we're going to go with this purpley vibe. I'm going to use a lighter purple, which as you can see on the first one, it's like has hints of blue. And I'm going to put that on the inner and outer corner to create that halo eye effect vibe that we're going for. But I'm also going to go in circular motion. Again, I don't want that light color to be the prominent color, which is why I'm not packing it in. I'm just going into circular motion so it's more blendable when I do add the darker purple. As you can see, I left the middle part by itself simply because we're going to add something else on it. Now I'm going to go in with the darker purple, and I'm just also fading it out, windshield wiper motion, just going back and forth. So again, it blends with what I already have prior, which was that purple and bluish color. As you can see, the big difference there. Afterwards, I am gonna go with a patting motion to just add more color. As you can see here, I want to pat it in, but then I also want to blend it out so I could remove any harsh lines that I do have. So now we're gonna go with that same palette and use this shimmery purple, and I'm really gonna pat that in. What I should have done was carved out the middle center with concealer, so it will look pop more, but this is the importance of learning how to do makeup or anything or any hobby that you do. You learn from your mistakes. So I kept patting it in. You could see it, but again, it would have been more prominent if I would have used concealer. So I'm just patting it in the middle, not really going towards the outer or inner corner where the other purpley shades are. So I just keep patting, patting, patting. Jump motherfucking scared. But this is how the eyes should look. I added a small black eyeliner just to make it more pop. And now we're gonna go to the skin, and I'm using the NARS foundation. I only use NARS foundation. I don't use any other foundation because it breaks me out, honestly. And I'm using this brush to really spread out my foundation. I don't know what the fuck I was saying here, but I was telling myself I look good. So I like to pat my foundation in instead of swiping motion, simply because more coverage. And now we're going to use this contour stick. I think it's called Brooklyn, or it's like BKL and something along those lines. And I'm going to do my contouring, and I'm going to use the Mario brush to blend that out. I love this brush and I love the contour because it's a universal. Anybody could use it, honestly, in any skin tone. And it's just like, oh, chef's kiss, melts into the skin. So now we're going to go with concealer. This is the Sephora concealer. It's closest to my shade, simply because I want to cover some darkness or whatever. And I'm going to go with the One Size, which is a way, way lighter concealer. I like to mix my concealers. That's just how it is for me. It works for me. I do it sometimes for some of my clients. And then I hit the points of underneath the cheekbones, underneath my eyes, my nose to really snatch that up. Cupid's bow, the forehead, and then I just let it sit for a little bit. Not all concealers, you should let it sit, in my personal opinion. If it's like the one size, for example, I let it sit for like less than a minute, because then it starts getting dry and patchy and stuff like that. So just know which concealer to let it sit for a little while. And I'm just patting everything in, making sure that everything is seamless. I do like to use brush. I prefer brushes over sponges if I'm blending out my foundation, concealers, whatever. I prefer brushes over sponges. So now we're going to use my Patrick Ta, the Cream and Powder Blush Duo in Baby Doll. Favorite. I use that on my clients. I use it on myself all the time. So I'm not really a blush girl, but this is what it is for me. And then we're going to go with the NARS to set my bronzer, my contour. Very universal as well. And I like to use a big fluffy brush because it disperses better and blends better. Snatch that nose up. I feel like the only thing I don't like about my face is my nose, but with little contour and concealer, it looks snatched up. Do you see that? Period. Now I'm going to use the Juvia's Place, forgot the name, and I'm going to use the bottom shade there to set my cream powder from the Patrick Ta. And I like to pat it in first and then go back and forth. Now I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder for underneath my eyes and everywhere else that I concealed. And I like to do that first. And again, I like to go with a brush to pat in the powder so that it could really set my face in instead of using a sponge or anything else. I like to use a brush instead. And then see, just go back and forth. Again, that's a new brush. With the same brush that we used to pat our first powder, we're going to do it to bake with the one size pink powder, and then I'm going to brush everything away. It's cold season, so I really don't like to bake that long. I'm just seeing everything, but my skin looks great. I love the eyeshadow. I did not do my eyebrows, just in case. And I'm going to use the one size powder melter. First of all, 10 out of 10. I will recommend when they stock up again. I will be repurchasing. And the glitter one. Oh, I love the glitter one. And now we're going to do a purpley smoked out look at the bottom. Eyeliner. I look at myself and I'm like, I look good. Because I do look good. The fuck? And now we're going to use a black eyeliner to make the waterlines pop. Obviously, we added purple on the waterline. So now we're going to add black to really make it pop even more. I'm going to use my highlighter. And now we're going to do the lips. I think this is Chestnut by MAC. But I'm going to outline my lips. Just like that, ever so lightly. Now I'm going to take my lightest concealer to put it in the middle because I was looking for a vibe. And I'm just going to add just a dab, and I put it on my hand because I'm not going to apply it straight to my lips. I use this on my clients. So I'm going to use the back of this brush and put it in the middle, just like that. Just dab it up. My lips look juicy as fuck. And then just go up, up, down, just like that. I tell my clients to do this too. I started a little dancing so it could just blend very well, mesh well. So now I'm going to go ahead with my MAC Dazzle, which has glitter. Whoever knows me knows that I love glitter. So if I could put glitter on everything on my body, my hair, everything, I will do it. This is my personal lip gloss, so that's why I'm putting it on my own lips. But look at my lips. Look at the look. I didn't do my eyebrows, just an FYI. I should have, but I didn't like the look. I didn't like the eyebrow look with this look, if that made sense. So, oof, I just look at myself. I'm like, look at my lips. Look at the eyeshadow. Look at everything. Oof. Period. So now I'm going to drowse my face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I love this stuff. It works. I use it on my clients as well. I just do 2 spritz because then I'm going to go extra ham. And then, oh, my glitter. I told you guys, I love glitter. I spritz it. The video doesn't do it justice, but in person, eats. I cannot wait for the bronzy one to come out. One Size, sponsor me. Love it. You could probably see it, but in person you see it better. And lastly, we're gonna go with the One Size Until Dawn. Bitch, this smells like hairspray. I almost died. But this is the final look, guys. I was gonna do a transition, but goodbye.